everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to my channel. Today we're having another 5-minute manga review where I talk about brand new or newish series and I give you my first impressions of them. It's not a full-length series review, it's more of my initial thoughts and whether or not I plan to continue them. But yeah, welcome! I am so excited to talk about this manga today, like really excited. This was one of my most anticipated manga releases for 2023 and I wasn't able to pick it up on release day, but I'm a little late to the party, just got it, but I am so excited to talk about this manga today because this is just my kind of thing, honestly. I mean, to be honest, this is exactly my kind of thing. And that manga is #DRCL Midnight Children. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Like, am I supposed to say the hashtag? Am I not? Is it just DRCL Midnight Children? I don't know. Fun fact, I actually didn't know what the DRCL stood for when it was first announced. I was like, DRCL. DRCL. Like, the connection just wasn't there. I don't know what was going on in my head. And then a few hours later, I was like, wait a second. Is that just Dracula? For someone that is such a big fan of like vampires and Dracula in general, you would think that the connection would have came to me really quickly, but it did not. This is by Viz Media, rated M. Very cool hardcover release. I'm so excited to talk about this manga today, and I hope you all are excited to hear about DRCL Midnight Children because this manga was everything I wanted. So yeah, let's get started. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock because I got a lot of thoughts and a little bit of time. DRCL Midnight Children draws a lot of inspiration from the original Dracula novel. If you've read it, you're going to see instant connections. You're going to see a lot of nods to it. You're going to be like, hey, I know what this is. I know what's going on. I like it. I love it. And I feel like those of you who have read the original Dracula novel might like this manga more because you have more of a connection to it. But that being said, you don't have to have read the original novel to get into DRCL Midnight Children. DRCL Midnight Children is amazing so far. There's only one volume released, but I absolutely really enjoyed it. It starts off with like this Death Note-y kind of page where it tells you the rules of DRCL, like the typical stereotypical vampire things, like can't use magic under the sunlight, recoils not only from Christian cross but other holy things. And one thing that stood out to me was that they refer to like this vampirism as the DRCL infection, and I was like, like, not every vampire story refers to that as an infection. So I'm like, this is already kind of interesting. The first few, couple of chapters of this manga starts off on the Demeter. So if you've read the novel, you know how Dracula ends up being carried on this ship called the Demeter. And chaos ensues as people start dying one by one to a mysterious thing that they can't explain. So immediately when you start reading this manga, there's dread, there's mystery, there's evil aboard the ship, and you're like, yeah, like what's going on? One thing that I noticed that is different is the use of plants. There's moss being used, and even DRCL is, has eyes that are made of plants at a certain point in this manga, which is interesting. I like that kind of stuff. But the point is that DRCL takes many different forms in this first volume, just as he does in the original Dracula novel, which is interesting. I love that kind of stuff. We have a bunch of characters that are also from the original novel. Some have changed in certain ways, like Mina. Mina is now not so timid, but she's like really headstrong, and she's like, I'm better than guys. Girls can do exactly what guys can do. She's really like, a tough girl. And also we have Lucy, who's Luke during the day, so we have like a gender fluid character. Some changes here and there, but I really like how this is being referred to as an infection and the use of plants as well. I find that very interesting. But like I said, those changes make this manga adaptation more of Shinichi Sakamoto's adaptation. As you read the manga, the artwork is stunning. Shinichi Sakamoto's artwork is stunning. You're going to be in love with the art. Like from page 1 to the very last page, you're going to be mesmerized by the artwork. But at no time are you like, man, this is too pretty. Like I don't feel like there's any danger. You feel that danger. You feel that dread. Even though everything is beautiful and pretty, you know something bad is happening, which is something that I really enjoy. It's not just pretty on the eyes and, oh, it's so nice to look at. I don't care about anything else. Like, no, there's danger. And I find that to be really, really cool. It pulls you into the story of like, who is this being? What is going on to people? It's mysterious, it's evil, it's dangerous, it's unexplainable at the moment. But at the same time, it draws you in. What is DRCL? What is that thing that attracts you even though it's so deadly? And we see this kind of attraction throughout the manga. Very, very cool, I've got to say. But DRCL, Midnight Children, this first volume is basically setting up for more to come. So we see our characters, we're introduced to everything, we see danger and people die already in this volume. So, you know, there's things happening. There are plenty of nods to the original Dracula novel, but there's still more like originality in DRCL Midnight Children that keeps it fresh. And that's what I appreciated from this first volume. It's not just a rehash of the entire Dracula. It's its own thing. And I appreciate that, especially with this gorgeous artwork from Shinichi Sakamoto. Like, love it. So overall, yes, I recommend this first volume. And yes, I do plan on continuing this. I give this first volume a probably like a 9 out of 10. It was a very solid first volume release. I'm really looking forward to more. Ooh, I almost went beyond those 5 minutes. I just couldn't. I just want to say more and more about DRCL. I absolutely enjoyed it. But anyway, those were my thoughts on this first volume of DRCL Midnight Children. What are your thoughts? Have you read it already? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel kind of about it? Let me know in the comments section. Honestly, I love reading everybody's comments. It makes me happy. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Totally appreciate it. Feel free to like, share, comment, or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.